What if one song, one voice, and one unexpected moment suddenly shook the entire music industry? What really happened when Park Jimin from BTS stepped out as a solo artist and did something that many people thought was almost impossible? Why did the legendary magazine Rolling Stone suddenly highlight his journey as if the world had just witnessed a historic moment? Before we uncover the full story, welcome to the Jikook Lover channel Purple Heart, the place where we talk about the most emotional, shocking, and mysterious moments surrounding BTS. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe right now so you don't miss the next viral BTS story. Because today we're diving into the unbelievable moment when Like Crazy skyrocketed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, leaving the entire world stunned and making fans ask one chilling question. Was this simply a chart victory, or the beginning of something much bigger? Face screaming in fear, Purple Heart. When people talk about history in global music, only a handful of moments truly feel unforgettable. Moments when the industry pauses, when headlines explode across continents, and when fans realize they might be witnessing something that will be remembered for years. Recently, one of those moments happened, and at the center of it all was one name, Park Jimin. For years, Jimin has been known as one of the most captivating performers in BTS. His voice has often been described as soft yet powerful, emotional yet precise. On stage, he carries an energy that many fans believe is impossible to imitate. Every movement, every expression, every note he sings seems to carry a deep emotional weight. But even with BTS dominating global music for years, something about Jimin's solo journey felt mysterious from the beginning. When whispers of his solo music started spreading, fans were excited but also curious. What kind of artist would Jimin become when standing completely on his own? Would his music sound different? Would his identity as a solo performer reveal something new about him? Or would the world finally see a side of Jimin that had always been hidden behind the massive spotlight of BTS? Then the moment arrived. The release of Like Crazy. From the very first listen, people felt that the song carried something unusual. The atmosphere was hypnotic, almost dreamlike, blending emotional vulnerability with an intense modern sound. The melody felt haunting, while Jimin's voice floated through the track in a way that made listeners feel both comforted and unsettled at the same time. Fans immediately began sharing their reactions online. Many said the song felt deeply personal, almost like Jimin was telling a story hidden between the lines. But even the most optimistic fans didn't fully expect what happened next. Within days, the song started climbing charts across multiple countries. Streaming numbers exploded. Digital sales surged. Social media platforms were suddenly filled with discussions about the track. It felt as if the entire internet was talking about one thing. Like Crazy! Still, chart success can sometimes fade quickly. Viral songs often come and go. But this time, something different was happening. The momentum didn't slow down. Instead, it grew stronger. Then came the announcement that changed everything. When the official chart results were revealed, Like Crazy had reached the #1 position on the Billboard Hot 100. The reaction was immediate. Shock, excitement, disbelief. Across social media, fans posted emotional messages celebrating the achievement. Many people couldn't believe that a Korean solo artist had reached the very top of one of the most competitive music charts in the world. But the shock didn't stop there. Soon after, one of the most respected voices in music journalism, Rolling Stone, published coverage highlighting Jimin's achievement. And that moment turned the story from a chart success into a global conversation. The magazine described Jimin as an artist with velvety vocals and a rare emotional magnetism that allows him to stand out even among incredibly talented performers. Those words quickly spread across the internet. Fans felt proud, critics became curious, and the industry started paying closer attention. But what truly surprised many people was something Jimin himself admitted. In discussions surrounding the success of Like Crazy, Jimin revealed that he hadn't fully expected the song to reach such an incredible milestone. That statement left fans stunned. How could someone with such immense talent still feel surprised by his own success? For many people, the answer lies in Jimin's personality. Throughout his career, he has often spoken about self-doubt, growth, and the constant effort to improve himself. Even after achieving global fame with BTS, he continued to treat music as a journey rather than a destination. Perhaps that mindset is exactly what made Like Crazy resonate so deeply with listeners. Because the song doesn't feel like a victory anthem. Instead, it feels vulnerable. It feels honest. It feels like the emotional confession of someone navigating fame, dreams, and uncertainty all at once. Listeners around the world connected with that feeling instantly. And that emotional connection may be the true reason the song became such a phenomenon. Yet even as celebrations continued, analysts and fans alike began asking deeper questions. Was this achievement simply the power of BTS's global fandom? Or was it proof that Jimin had become a major solo force capable of dominating the music industry on his own? Some experts believe it's a combination of both. BTS undeniably opened doors for Korean artists globally, but Like Crazy proved that individual members could step through those doors and create their own historic moments. For many fans, this milestone felt symbolic. It showed that the influence of Korean artists in global pop music is no longer temporary. It is permanent, and perhaps even growing stronger. Meanwhile, Jimin himself remained relatively quiet amid the massive celebration. While fans were trending hashtags worldwide and celebrating the historic chart achievement, he appeared reflective, almost thoughtful, as if he understood that this moment was not just about numbers. It was about the journey that led there. From a young trainee chasing an impossible dream, to standing on top of the biggest music chart in the world. But even now, as the excitement slowly settles, one mysterious question still echoes through the fandom. If Like Crazy was powerful enough to shake the entire global music industry, then what will happen when Park Jimin reveals the next chapter of his solo career? Will this historic moment remain his greatest milestone? Or was the shocking #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 actually just the beginning of something far bigger than anyone expected? Flushed face Purple Heart. As the excitement around the historic success of Like Crazy continued to spread across the world, many people began to look deeper into the journey of Park Jimin. Because behind every sudden global headline, there is always a longer story, one filled with quiet struggles, relentless training, and moments of doubt that the public rarely sees. For longtime fans of BTS, this achievement did not come out of nowhere. They had watched Jimin grow for years, evolving from a talented trainee into one of the most recognizable performers in modern music. Yet even with that knowledge, the impact of this moment still felt surreal. Many fans remember how Jimin first captured attention when BTS debuted. At the time, he was known for his intense dedication. Stories circulated among fans about how he practiced for countless hours, often pushing himself far beyond his limits to perfect every detail of his performances. His dance lines were precise yet emotional, and his voice carried a softness that could instantly draw listeners in. But those early years were not easy. Behind the glamorous stage lights and global tours were moments when Jimin openly spoke about feeling insecure. In interviews over the years, he admitted that he constantly evaluated himself, always wondering whether he was doing enough, whether he was improving enough, and whether he deserved the love he was receiving from fans. For many artists, those feelings might have become a burden. For Jimin, they became fuel. And perhaps that is why the emotional core of Like Crazy feels so authentic. The song carries a sense of vulnerability that resonates far beyond the typical pop track. Its atmosphere feels like stepping into a dream that slowly begins to blur the line between reality and emotion. When listeners first heard the song, many described it as hypnotic. The melody seems to pull the listener deeper with every second, while Jimin's voice glides through the production with a delicate intensity. Some fans even said the song felt like a cinematic experience. But while fans were captivated by the emotional depth of the track, music critics began paying attention to something else: the cultural significance of the moment. Because reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 is never just about popularity. It is about impact. For decades, the chart has been dominated by Western artists. Although global music has become increasingly diverse, breaking through that barrier still requires extraordinary momentum. That is why when Like Crazy reached the top position, many observers described it as a historic milestone for Korean solo artists. And when Rolling Stone highlighted the achievement, the story quickly reached audiences far beyond the usual K-pop circles. The magazine's description of Jimin's velvety voice and emotional magnetism sparked widespread conversation online. Fans proudly shared the article across social media, celebrating the recognition of an artist they had supported for years. But interestingly, the article also triggered curiosity among people who had never followed BTS closely before. Some listeners decided to play like crazy simply to understand what made the song so special. And many of them were surprised, because the track does not rely on explosive hooks or dramatic production. Instead, its power comes from atmosphere, subtle emotion, and Jimin's ability to deliver each line with sincerity. It feels intimate, almost personal, and perhaps that is exactly what makes the song so powerful. Music often becomes most meaningful when it reflects emotions that listeners themselves struggle to express. When a song captures that feeling, it stops being just entertainment. It becomes an experience. That may explain why the success of Like Crazy felt different from many other viral hits. Instead of fading quickly, the song continued to spark conversations weeks after its release. Fans analyzed the lyrics. They discussed the music video. They shared interpretations about the meaning behind the song's dreamlike narrative. Some believe the song represents the emotional confusion that can come with fame. Others interpreted it as a story about love, loneliness, and the fear of losing oneself in the chaos of life. There was no single explanation, and maybe that was the point. The ambiguity of the song allowed every listener to connect with it in their own way. Meanwhile, industry insiders began discussing the broader implications of Jimin's success. Could this achievement signal a new phase in global pop music? For years, K-pop has steadily expanded its influence worldwide. Groups like BTS opened doors that many once believed would remain closed. But now, the success of Like Crazy seemed to prove that individual members could also dominate the global stage. That realization led to even bigger questions. If one BTS member could achieve such a milestone with a deeply personal solo track, what might happen when other members pursue their own musical paths? The possibilities suddenly felt enormous. Fans began speculating about the future, imagining what the next era of BTS-related music might look like. Would Jimin release more experimental tracks? Would he explore entirely new musical styles? Or would he continue creating emotional songs that highlight his unique vocal color? At the same time, many people were fascinated by how calmly Jimin appeared to handle the massive success. In a world where chart achievements often lead to loud celebrations and bold statements, Jimin's response felt surprisingly humble. He spoke about growth, about learning, about continuing to improve as an artist. Those words resonated deeply with fans because they reflected the same mindset that had defined his career from the beginning. Success for Jimin never seemed like the final destination. Instead, it felt like just another step in a long journey. And perhaps that perspective is exactly what makes his story so compelling. Because behind the headlines, behind the records and statistics, there is still a young artist who seems driven by something deeper than fame. Passion, curiosity, and the desire to keep evolving. As the world continues to celebrate the milestone of Like Crazy, one thing is clear: the impact of this moment goes far beyond a single chart position. It represents years of dedication, years of artistic growth, and the unwavering support of millions of fans who believed in Jimin long before the world fully noticed. But even with this historic achievement now written into music history, the story feels far from over. In fact, many people believe the most exciting chapters of Jimin's solo career may still be ahead. Because if one song could create such a powerful global reaction, imagine what might happen when the next one arrives. Will Park Jimin continue redefining what a Korean solo artist can achieve in the international music industry?